just something about being Canadian that cozy is a word that you use all the time. Now, I want to talk to you about the 10 ways that I am currently cozying up me and Scotty's home. We just moved into a brand new home. Fall is here, winter is on our doorstep. And if there's one thing that I say to Scotty every single day, it's after work, let's get soup cozy. So here are my 10 ways to cozy up your home for fall and winter. The first one I'm sitting on right now, and it's a place to gather. Just having somewhere in your home, and you don't even have to have a full home to create a place to gather. You could quite literally just have a room. And for us, in our living space, it's this cozy couch. Now cozy, okay, I know I've said cozy so many times, but cozy is also the name of a company, is this couch company. Scotty and I purchased a cozy for his office upstairs. It's one of his favorite places. And in this B-roll, what you can see is that cozy is actually a modular sofa. So the couch that I'm sitting on right now is called their Cielo. And I just love it. It is an upscale style, and the color of it is called Sunset Beige, which you'll also see me accessorizing throughout this video. But for a cozy couch, I love it because you can fit it in any space. We, in fact, are adding a corner, and that is why it is so cool to have a modular sofa. You'll also see in this footage that Scotty and I quite literally added a corner to this couch, and we're gonna be moving this piece to the side.
So this is gonna be dorky. Someone who works in e-commerce marketing, I love looking at packaging, branding, all those kinds of things, little details that brands like Cozy make, the choices they do. And so check out one of these. So what Cozy does so well is with their packaging, this is the seat. It's clearly labeled seat. I also love that they give instructions like right on the cardboard. They could have just left this all blank, but instead they tell you this is 90% recycling. Sorry, this is upside down. You can recycle this. This is box number 2, helpful for instructions. But as well, they fit cushions inside here. Let me tug one of these guys out. Ooh. These are the cushions that they so ingeniously put inside this box. And by that I mean placed inside the base of the seat. Here are the screws for it, the hardware. I know I used the word ingenious there, and maybe some people might think that's too generous, but in this world where we ship so much stuff with direct-to-consumer products, that could have been in another box, and that would have impacted the environmental sustainability of sending all this stuff to consumers. As well, this helps out the brand by they get to save money on shipping. So just really, really great attention to detail by Cozy that, as someone who works in e-commerce, I really, really appreciate it.
And that's why I love Cozy so much. They are pet proof. They're an amazing place to gather because you can wash the cushions if something horrible happens, and the covers as well, you can order separately if you have a little bit too much fun one night and a glass of wine spills. No worries, you want to have a carefree place to gather. And bringing people into your home is so easy when you have access to furniture like Cozy. And I think another thing that we saw during the pandemic was the backup of furniture getting to our home. Well, Cozy ships very quickly, and I love to champion a Canadian product. I'm gonna have more details about Cozy down below in the description. They actually ended up sending us the Cielo, and if there's one little soul that loves this couch more than anything, it is Rosie. And Rosie rhymes with cozy, and that is a match made in heaven. The second thing that I will say is pillows, throws, anything that you would think of having in a cozy space. And I also want to keep in mind, when it comes to cozying up your home, you can 100% take a really incredible trip to HomeSense, or you could just kind of look around at what you already currently have and amalgamate it in one space. By adding pillows and throws to a space, it just immediately adds that sense of invitation to that space to come on in and settle in for a while. For me, adding texture as well gives you that sense of a cozy chalet or something like that. I love this cable knit throw. This one's from Pottery Barn, but I will also add a couple of other examples down below. This is one you may not expect for a cozy space, because oftentimes when I think we say that word cozy, we're thinking of deep tones that kind of make a space feel smaller and have that sense of snug. But actually, warm neutral tones can really, really set off a cozy space. And that's because they reflect light so beautifully. And light is another one that we're gonna talk about in this video. But light neutral tones can just make a space feel bigger and also really inviting. The color that I chose to paint this room, it used to be a dark gray, which you would have thought is cozy, but it was actually quite cooling. This one is called West Highland Diamond White, and it's a Sherwin-Williams paint color. I love that I also went for a white with a little bit of a warm undertone, which definitely adds to that warmth, especially when the light's reflecting against the walls in the evening time. So remember how I mentioned light? That is a huge aspect of hygge, as well as cozying up your home. Having floor lighting like this, or up lighting, we have a little Hue bulb, a Philips Hue, it's called Halo, in the corner of our room, and we can change it different colors. Having that up lighting really just creates that sense of a nest. Because the last thing that we want is fluorescent tube lighting above us, beating down on us. It just gives us that feeling of an office and a sterile workspace. That is not a sense of cozy. One of the things I run to when I am at HomeSense or anywhere where I can purchase these things is candles and fragrance. I want you to really think about when you're creating a space in your home to not just go for one sense, that is visual. We've talked about texture, and that's also feel. So there we go, we've got 2 senses already. Now let's bring in scent as the 3rd sense. There are most certainly specific scents that make you yourself feel cozy. For me, it's ambers, and I love an apple orchard scent. That is the epitome of cozy, but maybe for you it's pumpkin pie or something like that. There's another candle at Bath & Body Works. It's called Marshmallow Fireside, and it is one of my favorite winter candles. So bringing in candles immediately brings in that warmth feeling, but then a scent will also set things off. I want you to think as well, if you have a really small space and candles just aren't your thing because you're worried about an open flame or you've got a mischievous cat at home, having electric candles is also a way to make things feel cozy, because the way that they just emit a certain amount of light is really what we're aiming to get here. Besides that, you can bring in scent by room spray. This is one that I love so much, and it is natural materials and pieces that bring in a story. So this table specifically, we have had it for so long, it is cracking, we are going to fix it, but we love it so much because the notches in it tell the story of our life together and its life before we were even around. Oftentimes, things like this can be a conversation piece, and bringing in woven materials like baskets also give off that cozy feel, and I just feel like they add so much texture to a space. In doing my research, this is one I hadn't even thought of before, but have always tried to implement in my home. So it got the check of approval, and that is having an area rug. I purchased this area rug when I first moved into my very first loft downtown Hamilton, and the colors and the tones in it, it never matched anything that I had before, but since getting this yellow in Sunset Beige, it matches so perfectly, and it's the perfect size. Having an area rug pulls in a room and it almost sets the stage for everything around it, which I find is a very cozy way to stage your home. Rugs also are the opportunity to add even more character to your home without having to add any paint or nails or anything like that. So if you yourself are a little bit less DIY inclined, an area rug is the perfect way to go to add character. I will never stop preaching this one, and that is bringing the outdoors in. Plants just have a way of being one with us through our lives, and some of them are a little finicky, like our fiddle leaf. This is Middleton, but we also have birds of paradise and succulents around, and especially in those dark, cold days of winter, it's always amazing to come inside and have some greenery surrounding you. Not only are there incredible health benefits to this, they are honestly just so pleasant in a space, and the duality of the function that they live with us and add fresh air into our space, but also just add a beautiful architectural feel, really does work well with designing a space, and symbiotically living with plants is simply just the best. This is one I'm still working on in our home because obviously these walls are bare. I want to add wainscoting and character and all of this stuff, but I would say one thing you can do right away to add a cozy feel is to add feel-good photos, whether that's you and your family or friends or a loved one, bringing up a good memory from a vacation or something, or a pet that you absolutely adore. Now, I got this made for Scotty for a Christmas present. It's from this one company called Crown and Paw, and I honestly think it's amazing. This is Rosie as the Admiral, and I love it so much. But if you don't particularly have any photos, or maybe that's not necessarily your thing, and you're more down the lines of artwork, that's cool. You can go to places like Desenio or Opposite Wall to find some artwork that is maybe more on the cheap than something that is an original painting. I've done that many times to create a gallery wall, or even adding in a little bit of interest in some coffee table books. And this Architecture Digest one, sometimes I'll just be having a tea in the morning, flip it open to one page, and boom, it's instant inspiration. Last but not least, this is so optional and kind of situational for the home, but a fireplace is always amazing to have a centerpiece just in front of the place that you gather. And a couch and a fireplace, oh, that is like the epitome of having a cozy home with a little bit of blanket and pillow action in there. If you don't have a fireplace, what I definitely suggest, and what I did before I personally had a fireplace, was I would put on the fireplace channel on my television or my laptop when I was just hanging out. Or what I will do often, even now, is I will look up those YouTube channels that have a cozy coffee shop and jazz music playing. And honestly, it just gives me that feeling of super cozy, especially if I'm settling in to do some editing or some work. I absolutely adore it. So I will link some of my favorite ones down below. This is our place to gather. I highly recommend checking out Cozy, specifically if you are looking for a couch for a small space, a big space, because of the modular function. It's incredible. They arrive so fast. They're incredibly durable. And let me not forget to say they are extremely cozy. So thank you, Cozy, for sending over the Cielo. We have been enjoying it so much. And we even had a Friendsgiving last weekend. It was so cool to see people just naturally gravitate. All of my girlfriends, they know what's up. They were immediately like, we are claiming this corner and this spot for us together. And honestly, that brought me so much joy. I hope you guys like this video, and please do let me know how you like to cozy up your home down below. I will be adding a blog as well to amandaweldon.com, my brand new website, which is now officially live, and constantly be adding different items as well that I think that if you are truly looking to redesign your space, you could maybe get some inspiration there. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.